Most people think there's basically nothing to know about using coupons at Dollar Tree. You walk in, everything's already close to $1, so why would coupons even matter here? That assumption is exactly why so many shoppers walk away from the register confused, sometimes even a little embarrassed, when a cashier tells them their coupon won't work the way they expected. I've watched it happen more than once while waiting in line, someone handing over a stack of coupons only to be told half of them don't qualify, and walking out frustrated without ever understanding why. So today, I'm breaking down exactly how couponing actually works at this store, including one specific rule buried in the fine print that most shoppers have genuinely never heard of, one that can quietly double or even quadruple your savings on a single trip if you know how to use it correctly. Stick with me through all 10 of these, because the last one is the exact trick that most people get completely wrong, and fixing it could change how you shop here for good. Before I get into the list, I want to mention where all of this actually comes from, because I didn't just guess at any of it. Every single rule here comes directly from the store's own published coupon policy, cross-checked against what I've personally experienced at the register and what several cashiers have confirmed to me directly when I've asked follow-up questions about specific edge cases. None of this is a rumor passed around online, it's the actual written policy most people simply never bother to read all the way through. Number 1. Only manufacturer coupons are accepted here, and that single distinction trips up more people than anything else on this list. If you're used to shopping at a grocery store or a big box retailer that accepts their own store-branded coupons alongside manufacturer ones, that habit doesn't carry over here. This store only accepts coupons issued directly by the product's manufacturer, meaning a coupon from Target, Walmart, or any other retailer's own promotional flyer simply won't be accepted, no matter how similar the product looks on the shelf. A manufacturer coupon is one issued by the company that actually makes the product, a cereal brand, a toothpaste brand, a snack company, rather than one created by a specific store as part of their own marketing. The easiest way to check before you even get to the register is to look at the fine print on the coupon itself, since manufacturer coupons typically list the manufacturer's name and a mail-in address for reimbursement, while store coupons usually reference the specific retailer's name directly. Getting this distinction right before you shop saves you the awkward moment of having a whole stack of coupons rejected at once because they were the wrong type from the start. I've seen this exact scenario play out in front of me in line, someone confidently handing over a thick stack of what turned out to be store-loyal coupons from a completely different retailer, genuinely confused when every single one came back rejected, simply because nobody had ever explained this specific distinction to them before that moment. Up next is a rule about quantity that catches even experienced coupon users off guard. Number 2. You're limited to 4 identical manufacturing coupons per person per day. This means if you have 6 coupons for the exact same product, only 4 of them will actually be accepted in a single visit, regardless of how many items you're buying. This limit applies specifically to identical coupons for the same product, not to your total coupon count overall, so you can absolutely bring plenty of different coupons for different products in the same trip without running into this particular restriction at all. I learned this one the hard way myself, showing up with what I thought was a perfectly organized stack, only to be told at checkout that 2 of my coupons for the same item couldn't be applied. The practical workaround, if you genuinely have more than 4 coupons for one specific product, is splitting your shopping into 2 separate trips on different days, since the 4 per day limit resets daily rather than weekly or monthly. This matters most for shoppers who print multiple copies of a strong coupon online, or who receive several of the same insert coupon in different newspapers or mailers. Organizing your coupons by product before you even leave the house, counting out no more than 4 identical ones per visit, saves you from an awkward moment of the cashier having to set extras aside at the register while a line forms behind you. I now keep a small labeled envelope system at home, specifically organized by product type, which takes maybe 10 extra minutes to set up before a shopping trip, but has completely eliminated the surprise of discovering I'm over the limit only once I'm already standing at the register with people waiting behind me. The next rule explains why a coupon might get rejected even when you're well under that 4 per day limit. Number 3. Each individual coupon can only be applied to one matching item, and the size, brand, and quantity listed on the coupon must match the product you're buying almost exactly. This is where things get genuinely tricky here specifically, because brand name products sold at this store are frequently a smaller size than the same brand's standard packaging sold elsewhere. A coupon printed for a 12-ounce bottle of something won't necessarily apply to an 8-ounce version of that same product sitting on this store's shelf, even though it's clearly the same brand and clearly a similar item. I've personally had this happen with a coupon for a snack brand, only to realize once I got to the shelf that the size available here didn't match what the coupon specified at all. The best habit to build here is checking the exact size printed on your coupon against the exact size on the shelf before you even put the item in your cart, rather than assuming a brand match is enough to guarantee the coupon works. This single habit alone would have saved me from at least a couple of wasted trips carrying coupons that were never going to be usable here in the first place. A quick tip that's worked well for me is snapping a photo of the shelf tag's exact size and item description with my phone before leaving the aisle, then comparing it side by side against my coupon before I even reach the checkout line, rather than trying to remember the details from memory. Moving on to a rule that surprises people who are used to bigger stores giving cash back on high-value coupons. Number 4. If a coupon's value is higher than the actual price of the item, you will not receive the difference back in cash or store credit. The coupon simply reduces the item's price down to zero, and any remaining value on the coupon is lost rather than refunded or applied elsewhere in your cart. This is a meaningful difference from some grocery stores that will apply excess coupon value toward your total bill or occasionally give cash back on overage, a policy this specific retailer does not follow. Practically, this means the strategy some coupon shoppers use elsewhere, deliberately grabbing high-value coupons on very cheap items specifically to generate cash back or bill credit, simply doesn't work here and shouldn't be part of your planning. Instead, the smarter approach is matching coupon values as closely as possible to the item's actual price, so you're getting the full benefit of the coupon rather than leaving value on the table that the store won't reimburse. Understanding this rule ahead of time prevents the disappointment of expecting a bigger discount than what you'll actually receive at checkout. I made this exact mistake early on, using a $2 coupon on a $1.25 item and genuinely expecting the difference to come off my next item in the cart, only to watch the register simply zero out that one product and move on, with the remaining coupon value essentially evaporating rather than transferring anywhere else in my order. The next item covers a separate category of coupons that has its own distinct set of rules. Number 5. Internet coupons, meaning manufacturer coupons you print at home from a website, are limited to 2 per customer per day, which is a stricter limit than the 4 allowed for coupons that come from a newspaper insert or a mailer. These printed InterSARN coupons also need to include a valid expiration date and a legitimate manufacturer remit address printed directly on the coupon, since coupons missing this information can be rejected even if they otherwise look completely legitimate. This distinction between interorder coupons and other manufacturer runes is one of the most commonly misunderstood rules I've come across, since most shoppers assume all manufacturer coupons follow the exact same daily limit, regardless of where they came from. If you're someone who prints coupons from manufacturer or coupon aggregator websites regularly, keeping this stricter 2 per day cap in mind when planning a shopping trip prevents the surprise of having extra printed coupons turned away that would have been perfectly fine if they'd come from a newspaper insert instead. I personally keep my printed internet coupons in a completely separate section of my coupon organizer specifically because of this distinction, since mixing them in with newspaper ins coupons made it far too easy to lose track of which stricter limit applied to which stack once I was already standing in the checkout line. Up next is a rule that closes a loophole some shoppers try to use to get something for nothing. Number 6. Coupons for completely free items with no purchase requirement attached are not accepted here. If a coupon simply says you get a product for free without requiring you to buy anything else alongside it, this store's policy specifically excludes that type of coupon from being honored. This closes off a particular category of extreme couponing strategy that sometimes works at other retailers, where a shopper is able to walk out with a completely free item using nothing but a manufacturer coupon and no actual purchase. Here, coupons need to be tied to an actual purchase of the item itself, reducing its price rather than eliminating the need to buy anything at all. If you come across a coupon specifically marketed as a totally free item with zero purchase requirement, It's worth double-checking the fine print before planning a trip around it, since this specific type is one of the more commonly rejected categories at the register. This makes sense once you think about it from the store's perspective, since a coupon requiring no purchase at all essentially asks the store to hand over inventory for nothing in return, which isn't a cost most retailers are willing to absorb regardless of how the coupon is worded or where it originally came from. The next rule is one that catches people who like to keep a backup copy of their favorite coupons. Number 7. Photocopy coupons are not accepted under any circumstances, even if the original coupon you copied from was completely legitimate and valid. Every coupon needs to be an original, uniquely serialized copy, which is part of how manufacturers and retailers prevent the same coupon from being used far more times than intended. This means printing extra copies of an internet coupon at home to try to get around the 2 per day limit specifically won't work, since serialization is designed to catch duplicate use even beyond the visual honor system at checkout. If you're someone who likes keeping a backup of a good coupon just in case, understand that the backup itself needs to come from a legitimate additional print or clip, not a photocopy of an original you already have, and even then, the 2 or 4 per day limits still apply regardless of how many original, unique coupons you actually have on hand. Most legitimate coupon websites actually allow you to print a limited number of copies of the same coupon directly from their system, each with its own unique serial number, which is the correct way to get a genuine backup rather than running an original through a copier at home. The next item covers something that surprises people who try to combine online shopping convenience with coupon savings. Number 8. Coupons cannot be used at all for online orders through this retailer's website, only for purchases made physically in a store. If you're someone who prefers ordering household basics online for pickup or delivery convenience, that convenience specifically comes at the cost of coupon usability, since the entire coupon acceptance system here is built around in-person, in-store checkout. This is worth knowing before you build an online cart specifically around items you have manufacturing coupons for, only to discover at online checkout that there's no field or process to apply them at all. For anyone trying to maximize coupon savings specifically, this makes an in-person shopping trip the only real option, rather than trying to combine the convenience of online ordering with the savings of manufacturing coupons in the same transaction. I learned this the inconvenient way after building an entire online cart around several coupons I had sitting in a drawer at home, only to reach checkout and realize there was simply no field, button, or process anywhere in the system to apply a physical coupon to a digital order. Moving on to the item most people genuinely don't know exists as an option here at all. Number 9, and this is where the real trick most shoppers miss comes in. Competing retail coupons are sometimes accepted here, but only at the individual store manager's discretion, and only for identical products. Most shoppers walk in assuming this is completely off the table, a firm, universal no, simply because it isn't advertised or posted anywhere visible in the store, when in reality, it's more accurately described as a case-by-case judgment call left up to whoever happens to be managing that specific location. This isn't an official, guaranteed store-wide policy you can count on at every single location, but many stores will honor a competitor's coupon from another discount retailer offering a similar or identical product if you simply ask at the register rather than assuming it's automatically off the table. This becomes especially valuable for the retailer's higher-priced items now sold above the traditional dollar price point, since a competitor coupon on a pricier item can meaningfully close the gap between this store's price and what you'd pay using a coupon somewhere else entirely. The trick here isn't a hidden button or a secret code. It's simply knowing that this option exists at all and being willing to politely ask a cashier or manager whether they'll honor a specific competitor coupon for an identical item before assuming it's impossible. Most shoppers never even attempt this because they don't know it's a real, if unofficial, possibility, which means most shoppers are leaving potential savings on the table simply out of not knowing to ask in the first place. I've personally asked at 3 different store locations about this specifically and gotten a yes at 2 of them for a competitor coupon on an identical higher-priced item, while the third politely declined, confirming exactly what the policy suggests, that this really does come down to individual store and manager discretion rather than a guaranteed, uniform rule you can count on everywhere. The key here is asking politely and having the competitor coupon and the identical product ready to show the cashier or manager rather than assuming either a yes or a no before you've actually tried. And finally, the trick that ties everything else on this list together into an actual usable strategy. Number 10. Stacking your trips strategically around the 4 per day limit is the real, practical trick most shoppers never think to use. Since the daily limit resets every single day rather than weekly, splitting a large coupon haul across 2 or 3 consecutive days, rather than trying to use everything in one single trip, lets you legally and correctly use far more coupons on the same products than the daily cap alone would suggest. If you have 8 coupons for the same item, for example, that's not something you're stuck leaving unused. It simply means 2 separate trips on 2 different days, 4 coupons each time, both perfectly within the rules. This single adjustment in how you plan a shopping trip, thinking in terms of days rather than a single visit, is genuinely the difference between someone who gets frustrated by the 4 per day limit and gives up on couponing here entirely, and someone who quietly uses every single coupon they have without ever technically breaking a single rule. I now plan any larger coupon haul as a mini 2 or 3 day project rather than a single errand, treating it almost like a small routine, a quick 5-minute stop on my way to work or on a lunch break, rather than one long, complicated trip trying to force everything into a single transaction. It sounds like a small mental shift, but it's genuinely the single biggest difference between the shoppers I've seen get frustrated and give up entirely, and the ones who've quietly figured out how to make this system work consistently in their favor. So that's the full breakdown. 10 rules that genuinely explain almost every confusing coupon experience I've either had myself or watched happen to someone else at the register. None of this is complicated once you actually know it, but almost none of it is obvious walking in for the first time, which is exactly why so many people either give up on couponing here after one confusing trip, or never even try it in the first place, assuming there's nothing to gain from combiner coupons with prices this low already. Personally, the 2 rules that changed how I shop here the most are the 4 per day reset and the competitor coupon possibility, since both of those represent real, meaningful savings that most people simply never take advantage of purely out of not knowing they existed as options. If you're someone who already coupons seriously at other stores, applying that same organized habit here, checking sizes carefully, splitting large coupon stacks across multiple days, and actually asking about competitive coupons instead of assuming they're not accepted, can turn what looks like an already cheap store into something that stretches even further than the price tags alone would suggest. The next time you're heading here with a stack of coupons in hand, run through this list mentally before you even get in the checkout line, and you'll likely walk out having saved more than you expected, without a single coupon getting rejected at the register along the way. I also want to add a quick word about staying current with all of this, since store policies do occasionally shift over time, sometimes with little public announcement beyond an updated page on the company's own website. If you're building couponing into a regular part of how you shop here, it's worth checking the official policy every few months just to confirm the specific numbers, the daily limits, the internet coupon rules haven't quietly changed since the last time you checked. Individual store locations can also vary slightly in how strictly a rule gets enforced day to day, especially around things like the competitor coupon discretion we talked about, so what works perfectly at one location on one day isn't always guaranteed to work exactly the same way somewhere else, or even at the same store with a different cashier or manager on shift. None of that unpredictability should discourage you from trying, though. Even accounting for some day-to-day and location-to-location variation, understanding these 10 rules puts you in a genuinely stronger position than the vast majority of shoppers walking in with no plan at all beyond just handing over whatever coupons happen to be in their wallet that day. Couponing here was never about complicated tricks or loopholes in the first place. It's really just about understanding a fairly straightforward set of rules well enough that you're not caught off guard by them, and using the ones like the daily reset and the competitor coupon option that most people never even think to try. Small, consistent savings like these rarely feel dramatic on any single trip, but stacked up over months of regular shopping, they genuinely add up into a meaningful amount of money, saved simply by understanding the system a little better than the person shopping next to you in line.